Hello there everyone, welcome back to another Train Sim World 6 video. You join us here at Crewe at the very top end of the West Coast Mainline Trent Valley route. Now I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we are going to be travelling all of the way down to London in the 350, which is just mental because it's about 158 miles and takes about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so. So we've got quite a long run ahead of us. We are in the 350/4, which is included with the West Coast Mainline Trent Valley. It's the newest subclass of the 350 to come into the game. Unfortunately, we can only drive this to Milton Keynes, and then once we switch over to the West Coast Mainline South, weirdly, it then changes to a 350/3, I think. But let's just ignore that and just enjoy the 350/4 for now. Anyway, I think we are good to go. Let's have a little look. Oh, we haven't got the road just yet. Let's wait until we get the road. And we're going to be calling it at Stafford, Lichfield, Trent Valley, Tamworth, Atherstone, Nuneaton, Rugby and Milton Keynes. Mad.
Lichfield, Trent Valley, Tamworth, Atherstone, Nuneaton, Rugby, Milton Keynes Central, and London Euston.
Right, let's go. Yes, there are some changes to the 350/4, also some new sounds as well. Got two. I think the horn's actually been changed as well. Or adjusted in some way.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us.
I think if we go over here, can we go look over here? Yeah, this area I think it's a little bit different. I don't think you had these two here before. It was just the TPWS before. That's a little bit different over this side. Yeah, leaving Crewe behind. We are 8 coaches, which I really hope we are 8 coaches on the second segment of this. Hopefully it won't change. Well, they're saying that the livery could change, but hopefully not. It's still mental the fact we're driving to London from Crewe, which if you look on Google Maps, that's no small distance. That's like halfway down the country. Sort of, almost. But you can do that on TSW now. And it should be quite an easy drive as well, because this train only gets up to 110. So yeah, it shouldn't be too difficult, because the majority of the speed limits are above 110. I mean, it's going to be... I mean, this train isn't actually much slower than the 807 and the 805, because that can only go up to 110 in most places. Little test of the brakes. Make sure they're working. The window open a little bit. I'll test the audio in a second as well, make sure it's coming out nice for you guys once we get the speed up a bit more. Thanks to, actually I don't know when this video is going to be going out, if it is going out on the day this comes out. I've done too many long videos. Like I don't think I've actually got enough videos for before Monday, as I'm recording this on Saturday. So that should be alright. No, it's only one day actually. So yeah, not sure what day this will be coming out. I probably will be on Monday. As we covered both trains and both sort of, you know, stopping and express. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed the videos. I've thoroughly enjoyed recording them. Hopefully they've come out nicely for you guys as well. You will notice that there's a little bit of micro lag on a lot of it, but then that's just sadly the game. I mean, you'll see it's solid 60 FPS pretty much. I mean, we're at Crewe at the moment, so it might come down a tiny bit, but... Let's check the audio now. Sounds good at the mo. So we get the long stretch to Stafford. It's 24 miles or so. But it is easy because it's like 110 pretty much all of the way. Once we keep that open. But let's get some fresh air in. What do we close it? I'll keep it shut for now, I guess. Going to be at 110, so we'll just hear the wind go pshh. Got my cup of tea on me as well. Hopefully there might be a bit of dwell time on this journey. I don't know though. Like if we sit at rugby for 5 minutes or so, I might go and make a cup of tea. Pretend I'm running out into the mess room and getting a drink. It's a long old way though, and I assume in real life drivers do the full thing. So yeah, just sit back and enjoy the ride, because it's a long one. Probably is it probably is the longest UK journey you can do. Oh, it is the longest UK journey you can do. That's gonna hear that a lot of the time. DSD going off. There's no speed set on this train either. I wonder if it will work in neutral sections as well. Yes, comes out tomorrow. £32.99. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, Epic and Steam. And if you are thinking about getting this route, I would highly recommend having the West Coast Main Line South with the Class 805 timetable. But I don't usually highly recommend things, but I'd highly recommend West Coast Main Line South and the Class 805, because then you can then do through journeys to London. I mean, you have to route hop or come out quickly and go back in, but still you can then do the full run to London. And it's the same era as well. I just really wish that Alan Thompson Sim had have done their Manchester route to Crewe, because then you'd be able to do a full Manchester to London run. But sadly you can't. There's just that 17-mile gap. And then Modder can quickly put it together. We're at 110. So just sort of sit back now and I'll try and maintain the speed. See, now we've got this route, it renders the Birmingham to Crewe route, because on Birmingham to Crewe you can actually drive these services, but only obviously to Stafford. So you you don't need to do them anymore. Just come onto here and do them. I'll turn it down a tiny bit. So what was it? What was our stops? Yeah, Stafford, and we got a bit of a gap to Lichfield, Trent Valley, and then Tamworth, Atherstone, Nuneaton, Rugby, Milton Keynes, and should then be fast down to London, to Euston. No Watford Junction. I was hoping when I replay this video after to make sure it's all working. Hopefully it's worked alright. that DSD doesn't go off. Cool. There we just chill out. Hopefully you got your cups of tea and biscuits as well for this journey. Because it's a long one. And yeah, I would say well, we are obviously doing this HUDless, we know this bit fairly well. But it's not the hardest of routes to learn. I know it's 108 miles. There's quite a lot to learn. But then, well, not really actually. Because there's only, I think, 11 stations. Yeah, there's only 11 stations on it. And for the most part, it is 110 miles an hour if you're driving the Aviro or the 350. There's only certain places, Atherstone, where else? Stafford, Atherstone and Stafford, where the speed does drop down quite a bit more. Like at Stafford it's down to 75 and at Atherstone it's down to 85 or so. But for the most part it's 110 plus. Which if you're driving the Aviro in quite a lot of places, just set the speed set to 110 and leave it at that. Like it might go up to 115 for about a mile or so. Keep it at 110. And then in the Pendo as well, it's even easier because for the most of the way it's 125 miles an hour. Apart from at Atherstone and at Stafford. And the speed does change a lot. If you're in, I mean, I'd say the hardest train to drive on here probably is the 805 or the 807. Just because you get those speeds up to 115, 120, 115. But you can just really just stay at 110. And on this train, the top speed's 110 anyway, so. It may be 108 miles. But most of it is just long stretches like this at 110. As again, hopefully the video is coming out nicely, because I mean we're at solid 60 FPS. For me it's running really smoothly. But I've had issues in the past where the video will be like at like 1 FPS per second. It's mad. Like when Birmingham to Crewe first came out, when I did videos on there, for me it would run perfectly fine. I could run at screen percentage, I think about 130%, 140%. It would run lovely. But then you replay the video and it's like 1 FPS per second, because like the GPU, I think the GPU basically just overloads and it prioritizes the game over Streamlabs or OBS as I use. So basically all the resources are in the game but not OBS, and the sort of the video playback lag, which is blithering annoying. And you might notice there was a slight like bit of lag there, but then generally that's just the way the game is. It's never ran perfectly well, this game. It runs well enough, but not perfectly. I was really hoping it's the same on console. Really hope on console there's good performance on this route, which there should be, because it's quite a rural route. Oh, already here. Wow, that was quick. Yeah, it's quite a rural route, as in there's not like big city like Birmingham to Crewe. You got Birmingham, which is huge, and it's built up all the way from Birmingham to Wolverhampton, which obviously adds a lot. You know, there's a lot of resources needed to run it. Whereas this, it's mostly just countryside, long stretches of open country. So I'm hoping this will run better on console and on PC. This is Norton Bridge. And I'm sure there might be a few comments saying, why have you got the HUD on? I want to see it with the HUD on. This is genuinely, that's I like playing this way. Like, everyone has a goal on TSW, like what they want to achieve on TSW. Some people want to complete all of the services, some all of the scenarios, some the whole journey mode. Some want to get platinum medals on every service. But for me, it's driving HUDless. That's what I want to do. I couldn't care if I got a bronze medal. If I'm driving HUDless and doing it to a realistic way, that's all I care about. And I think this is the best way to play the game, is HUDless, because you get the most out of the simulator. I mean, this is the most realistic you can get, really, to a real 350 on the West Coast Main Line. Coming into Stafford, it's really slow into, was it platform 1 or maybe platform 1? One of the far end platforms. It's either 1, 2, 3. It's either platform 5 or 1. But usually platform 1's the one heading towards London. But it's really, so it's like 20. I think it's like 20 or 25 miles an hour into the platform. It's caught me out a couple of times. In the rare occasion we do just a run from Crewe to Stafford. I really do like the way they've included this part on it, because this is almost like a bonus. Because this is sort of, I suppose, probably copy and pasted in a way from Birmingham to Crewe. So the way it's sort of being added in is really nice to see. Instead of just sort of ending the route at Stafford. Or even, to be honest, I mean, really, the Trent Valley is really Rugby to Stafford. So the fact they've added the extra bits down to Milton Keynes and a bit up to Crewe, really nice, like almost extras. Love that. I like all aboard studios. I should get them on a stream at some point to have a little chat, little chinwag. Like with Firefly. I need to slow down quite a bit actually, we're going still a bit fast here. Actually, it does slow down quite a bit. Platform 1, yeah, platform 1. That's sort of the rule of thumb. Platform 1 usually is the platform heading to London. There's only a few stations, at least in the southeast, where platform 1 is the one facing away from London. Yeah, platform 1 usually is the London platform.
Stafford, please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
It's really quiet at this speed, like really quiet. I can barely hear the train. That's probably how it is in real life. Yeah, you get the 40 here and it's like, nice. And then like 25, like just a bit further on. Or is it different? No, it's still there, look. 25. So we got 8 coaches, looking for the 8 coach stop marker. Why did it just say a train was calling at Stafford when we're at Stafford? Eh?
Penrith, North Lakes, Carlisle, Lockerbie, and Glasgow Central. Platform 5.
Gotta be careful because we have got the red signal there. So you can't really blast into the platform because TPWS.
Please be aware that
I wish these trains had the side windows like what Electro Stars have. So nice to have those lights. Let's have the window there.
Welcome aboard.
Anyway, here we are.
London
That'll do.
Western Railway service to London Euston.
It's pretty much on the mark. We got 3 minutes here, which is nice. So I'll just chill out. It is nice when you have a little bit of time between, you know. Which for 24 miles, you should really have, I suppose, a bit of time. Western Railway service to London Euston.
Nuneaton, Rugby, Milton Keynes Central, and
Oh yeah, we can. Let's have a look at the interior actually. Let's do that. Oh, okay. This is the 350/4's interior. I think it's two. Yeah, it's 2+2. Oh, look at the amount of room you get. Wow. Yeah, 2+2 seating. As this is sort of meant to be the more long distance unit, like so. Yeah, but sort of slightly nicer seats. 2+2 seats, tables, etc. Damn, can't use the toilet. Quite a nice little
please be aware
area.
operators
They're 4 coach units as well.
do not become a victim of crime. Please also note that in the interests of safety, cycling, skateboarding, and rollerblading are not permitted anywhere on the station. The train at platform 1 is the 0533 London Northwestern Railway.
That's so
service
cool, though.
to London Euston.
I know I've said it loads of times, and you're probably getting tired. You're like, shut up, Joe. But there's the fact you can go all the way from Crewe to Euston on the same service. I mean, yeah, you do have to route hop or go out to the menu and go back in,
Please join
but
now, as it is ready to leave.
it's so cool.
Platform 1 for the
I mean, you will be able to go London up to Carlisle, you know, fairly soon.
service to London.
But that won't quite be the same, because at Crewe you're then going to be going to the 1980s, whereas this is modern the whole way down. There's the map there, so you can see where it's Stafford. You've got the Trent Valley, which goes sort of completely skips out Birmingham. There's like another little way there you can go. Look, via was that Tame Bridge Parkway, sort of skips out Sandwell and Dudley. Anyway, no, we don't give it up. No way. As we left the cab and went quite away from the cab, I take the key out. But if we were, say, just leaving the cab to go out there, we could just keep the key on, but have the DRA set. Right, waiting for departure. I think you would get dispatched out of here as well by station staff. I think there's a dispatch panel back there.
Own safety. You are reminded to stand behind the yellow line.
Lichfield, Trent Valley.
Welcome aboard this London
Cool.
Northwestern Railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Lichfield, Trent Valley.
So you'd probably get like CDRA, I guess, or RA out of here maybe,
Rugby,
potentially.
Milton Keynes Central, and London Euston.
Looks like you've got some sort of dispatch indicator there, but it doesn't work.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on
61016. They're changing it now. It used to be 61016, but now it's 61016. Well, surely it's 61016 sounds clearer. 61016. I don't like it. So 75 miles an hour. Well, will be quite soon if it's not already. And out we go. Yeah, 75. Tiny little speed board there. So, I wonder, where are we going to go? Are we going to stay on the fast line, or are we going to change to the slow line once we get to the junction a bit further up? I wonder where we're going to go. I'd assume we'll probably stay on the fast line through Rugeley, and then we'll then get sent across onto the slow just before Lichfield. I'm guessing. Up to 90. Just keep hitting power. Then we'll go up to 100. And then back down to 90 after the tunnel. And then depending on what line we go onto, if we go onto the slow line, it comes down to 65. And if we go onto the fast line, it will stay at 90. But yeah, it all depends what way it sends us. Which will be interesting to see. Got an EPS speed limit there of 100. No, we should be able to go up to 100 round here. I think. Yeah, just yeah, sit back, relax, enjoy the scenery. I might try and do a non-commentary run of this as well at some point. A bit like what we did on the Pendo. Or maybe it doesn't go up to 100 for us. Maybe we stay at 90. Maybe in the other direction. Well, in the other direction it's 100. Maybe it's a bit different. That's alright. Still learning the route, but we're getting there. And yeah, through the tunnel. And it looks like we're going to be going onto the slow. Got a flashing yellow there, which I've not had before. So yeah, we're going onto the slow. Which isn't that far after the tunnel. Which for the slow lines, I don't know the speed limits, but I think they are still about 100 or so. Like, it's not slow. It's still pretty fast. And a flashing yellow means you're going on a diverging route, because we're going across off this line and onto the slow. As that sun sort of beams down on us. See that on sort of an old signal gantry back there as well. 75. Right, let's get that up. It's not that much further to Rugeley, Trent Valley. Interesting. I thought we might stay on the fast for a bit, but no, we've been sent over to the slow already. And we are running a 4K Ultra, screen percentage is at 110%. It's not too bad, it's alright. And you might think quite a lot of these stations along here only the 350 would stop at, but quite a lot of the times the 390 and even I think the 805 and 807 will stop at Lichfield and Tamworth and even Nuneaton. So you get a nice mix of sort of, well, the express trains and these ones stopping at these stops. Well, I think Rugeley's probably always just, well, stoppers. It's got a pretty small platform. An old signal gantry there as well, where the signals I suppose used to be. Now I don't actually have a marker for Lichfield Trent Valley because every other time we've stopped there, as I've done another one of these runs off video, whatever, you get the approach control because you're on the fast and it sort of swings you over onto the slow. So I don't actually have a marker for Lichfield. But it should be quite obvious when we're coming up to it, I'd imagine. Still 75, I guess. So it's annoying, 'cause actually the line next door to us, we go about 110. But no. Must be nice in real life when the drivers see they're going onto the fast when they're sort of meant to go on the slow. Like, ooh, nice. Get there early. We haven't seen many trains so far. It's quite early. Well, it's about, what, 6:15 in the morning? I thought I'd go for an early one. But in a way, I suppose this would almost be a rush hour service down into London. So by the time it gets to London, it would be about 8, 8:15. There's a good giveaway for Lichfield, would be the points. And also the signals, because I think the next crossover is just before Lichfield. So we should have sort of a nice prior warning to coming up to it. Because of the signals, well, we should be able to see on the fast where you'd have a junction indicator to bring you across for Lichfield. Hey, 110. Make the most of the speed. There's the funny little village here. Which is quite a big place, but doesn't seem to have any station. You get a really odd station on here, Polesworth Station. It gets one train a day, and the only working platform is going towards Stafford. It's like, well, what's the point? One train a day in just one direction. So if you want to go back, well, you got to wait until the next day and get down to Rugby and come back up. Right, I'd imagine potentially where this red signal is going to be on the fast. That probably is where the crossover is. Hence the reason why there'll be a red signal. Potentially. So I'm just going to keep it about 95 for now. Oh, maybe not. No, we were wrong in thinking that. Well, there's a crossover coming up here, so let's start slowing down. So I might be forgetting about a cross to the right, then you might then get the crossover coming the other way. So I wouldn't think we're that far away. This must be it. Yeah, crossover onto the slow coming up. Yeah, this must be it coming up now. Yeah, here it is. Here's Lichfield Trent Valley. So you can sort of, well, it sort of gives it away when you see the crossover.
We are now approaching Lichfield Trent Valley. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and push.
So 8 coaches, probably down to the end of the platform here. Or near enough. Well, not all the way down. Yeah, here we are.
Lichfield Trent Valley. Welcome aboard.
Western Railway service to London Euston, calling at Tamworth, Athelston, Nuneaton,
We're on time.
Rugby,
Milton Keynes Central.
and London Euston. Please be aware that opportunist thieves
Thieves at like every station. What's going on? This is not safe.
do not become a victim.
Tamworth next, I think. Yeah. Right, let's go. Let's watch the train.
Keynes Central and London Euston. Will passengers intending to travel on this service please join the train now, as it is ready to leave. Platform 2 for the 05:49 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston, which is ready to leave.
And there it goes. How cool. And Tamworth isn't that far away. I think my marker for slowing down for that, there's like a blue bridge you go over.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016
1016.
and we'll get it sorted. That's 61016. See it, say it, sorted.
Yeah, this is one uniform 00, so the first one of the day. This one was down to London. Yeah, weirdly on the West Coast Main Line South timetable, it's a 350/3, I think. Back up to 110. You end up losing track of time. I can't remember how long we've been going so far. I'm thinking half hour? So it's such a long journey. You're sort of concentrating for like a long period of time. You sort of lose track of time. Like it feels like only an hour, even though it will be 2 hours or so. Although by the end you are like, wow. Like 108 miles an hour. And we'll start slowing down for Tamworth. There's the blue bridge. I think it was around this left-hand curve coming up. It shouldn't be much further. I think this one does appear around this corner though. So I've slowed it right down. Probably come around this corner, it'll be like a really long straight, and it'll be like, oh, great. Oh, we did slow down a bit early. Come on, Tamworth, show yourself. I think we did slow down a bit early, but it ain't much further. There's loads of houses around. So you can probably slow down, well, once you sort of pass the
We are now approaching
corner.
Tamworth. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
You've got Tamworth high level platform here as well for the cross country services. Yeah, I'll do it.
This is Tamworth. Welcome aboard this month.
There we are.
0556. London
Still on time.
Railway service to London Euston. Calling at Atherstone, Nuneaton.
Nuneaton. We were 3 seconds behind. So we got Atherstone next, so we get to pass Polesworth first. Here are the high level platforms. Edinburgh, Plymouth, so long odd way. Right, let's go. So the first time we're stopping at Atherstone.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Atherstone, Nuneaton,
Atherstone.
Rugby, Milton Keynes Central, and London Euston.
I'm not sure what the speed's going to be though, because I mean this is our first time we'll be driving on the slow lines. I mean there was the 100 mile an hour limit. I think we've got 90 now coming out. Might come down to like 75 again or something silly like that.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice
BTP again at every station.
speak to a member of staff
After every station.
on 6 1016.
1016.
We'll get it sorted. That's 6 1016.
75 across the points, which we're not going across there.
Sorted.
Yeah, 75 again. I assume it wouldn't go any lower than that, but we'll be on the lookout. Haven't seen any trains whizzing past yet. I want to see a Pendo full whack going past, or a Vero at almost full whack. A quiet morning on the Trent Valley. So I really like what ATS did with their Manchester Airport commuter route. They included 2 different timetables. They included a weekday timetable and also a Sunday timetable. I really sort of wish we'd see that more for other routes, like this route for example, like sort of a Sunday timetable. Because on Sunday you get a lot more sort of, not unique, but operations usually are quite a bit different. Like you might have, for example, maybe a Rugby to Stafford shuttle only. A once hourly service down to London. Just different things happen. So having that Sunday timetable on Manchester Airport commuter is really nice to sort of see. I really appreciated the Sunday timetable. Let's get a flyby shot. I don't think the speed's going to drastically drop at any moment. Well, that sounds nice. Well, sounds like they've updated sort of the track sounds, or clickety clack sounds. This is Polesworth. It's really weird because you've got like an abandoned platform on this side, then on the other side it's still open, but there's only 1 train a day. It's like what happened? Someone comment, what happened to Polesworth? So it seems there's quite a few houses about, but it just gets one train a day in one direction. It's like, well, what's the point? You get to work, but yeah, getting back at the end of the day, not happening. Yeah, well and truly in the Trent Valley. Sort of bypassing Birmingham. And once we get south of Rugby, that's where you start seeing a lot more trains, because then you get all of the trains from Birmingham, which join the mix as well. A little bit of concentration for this bit, as we've not stopped at Atherstone before. Well, I'm quite confident I know where it is though, or at least I know the whereabouts. There's like a bridge coming up, and then the speed drops down to 105 or 100 if you're in the Avero. Yeah, here it is, look, just there, look, 105, still 125 for Pendos. Then it drops down to about 95 for, I think, Pendos, or 100 for Pendos, and then 85 for Averos on sort of the next corner. So I'll just bring it down to about 60. Because we'll get the announcement popping off, and then we know we're coming up to it. But it is coming up. And you've got the further drop in the speed limit. So yeah, 90 and then 100 for Pendos. So let's get a bit more breakage going. A little bit early. Sort of a bit of a kink in the route this is.
We are now approaching Atherstone. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage.
And I think it's quite a short platform as well, so we can't really whiz into it either. Yeah, what UDS 4. Oh yeah, UDS, yeah, crap, yeah. I can't remember if we have to do anything here. I think we do. Hang on.
Railway service to London Euston.
Unit D selects rear. Yeah, we want the rear opening. So if we now do the doors. Oh crap, yeah. That'll be that side. Well, yeah, I don't think it does it automatically. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's automatic or not. I cannot remember. Yeah, the rear don't look like they've opened. Yeah, the rear haven't opened. Well, is that automatic though? Let's just hang on. I want to test that to see if that's automatic. Let's quickly, I don't know, close the doors. Yeah, fine, normal. Is it purely a test? Because I want to see if it is automatic. Oh, it is automatic. Okay, cool. So you don't need to do the unit deselect. That's good. I assume it would be automatic in real life as well. Comment below. Well, that's nice to see.
We'll be calling at Nuneaton,
Non-eaten rugby.
Milton Keynes Central, and London Euston. Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout.
And non-eaten isn't that much further either. They're quite sort of close to one another.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016 and we'll get it sorted. That's
We might get it sorted.
61016. See it. Say it.
Here's a BTP, at least down on the south coast. There's like one team patrolling like a vast area. So you'll call in something that's like we're like 45 minutes away. And it's like, oh great. There's just not enough resources. Might be different up this way, but at least down on the south coast, very far and few between. I'm not too sure why we use the UDS on that side, because that'd be for the right hand side doors. As it also applies to the left, but yeah. It did it automatically anyway, which is good. And also at Rugeley, it should do that as well. So that's another place where you've got a short platform. And I guess Polesworth as well. It would do it there as well. There's some sort of weathered limited clearance squares there, but you may have noticed them. You get the this must be non-eating coming out of crossover. Yeah, you get the red and white limited clearance squares, but some of them look like they're quite faded, which is quite nice because well, quite a lot of them are in real life, sort of weathered. Whether that's intentional. And this one here looks a bit sort of weathered in some way. Right, yeah, can't be too far to the next stop. And then from Nuneaton to Rugby is a big gap, and then same with Rugby to Milton Keynes. I assume this is it coming up now because we got a big crossover, which tend to be the 4 stations. Or usually. reckon any second now the announcement's going to pop. Yeah, that's it there, isn't it? Bring the speed right the way down here. Yeah, this is Nuneaton. Nuneaton.
Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
So 8 coaches going to be on the opposite side, which is a bit annoying. Cool. Bit slow into here. This is it, it's going to be on the other side to us. Oh, it looks like there's an S-car stop marker anyway, that's easy. And it's sort of hanging as well, not against the wall. And here we are, update.
This is Nuneaton. Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway
On time as well, which is nice.
London Euston. The next stop.
Calling at Rugby, Milton Keynes Central, and London Euston.
It's been 1 hour now since, yeah, I think it was what, 13 past 5 I think we left Crewe. So we're going to have a look, can't we, actually? Oh no. Oh, it's been, yeah, well, it's been about an hour, yeah. And now we're down to Nuneaton. Right. Let's get out of here. Rugby is next. We'll look at our list. Rugby. And I guess you'd probably get dispatched out of here as well. So.
Passengers intending to travel on this service, please join the train now, as it is ready to leave. Platform 5.
Very quiet, the motor sounds. I think there might be a bug at the moment. You can't seem to hear them on the outside. You can hear them on the inside, but not on the outside. That can't be right. I'd imagine that's probably an issue.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
So it's about 12 or 13 miles, I think, to Rugby.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016 and we'll get it sorted. That's 61016.
Cool.
Say it. Sorted.
Neutral section. I think they do work as well, I think. Which is good to see. So we're staying on the slow, which I'm not entirely sure what the speed. I assume it's still 75. We'll stay at that for now. Just imagine at some point we get a modern Crewe to Liverpool or Crewe to Manchester. Someone please make that. I mean, it's just filling in the gap between Crewe and Alderley Edge, which is about, I think, 17 miles. Once that's filled out, we can then go up to Manchester. And, well, technically you can go, you could do a full run to Liverpool. But from Crewe up to Liverpool, it's 1958. So there's no overhead wires. It's, yeah, it would just be a bit weird, but you could if you wanted to. Then you just have to go on to free roam and stick a 805 down or some sort of train which could run on that route. I'm like half tempted to do it, but at the same time it's like, nah. Just because it, yeah, a bit weird. Cool. On the phone whilst driving here, bit cheeky. But I mean, I think it's just 75, probably for quite a while. I'll say that, it'll come down to like 30 in a second. It'll be like, what's that all about? Although once we're south of Rugby, we should be able to go back up to 110 and stay at that speed for quite a while. And I think there is a 100 limit at one of the tunnels, but for the most part 110 all of the way. And then once we get onto the West Coast Main Line south, the only drop is through Berkhamsted, and when you're actually down in London, which will be 110 along there as well. What's with the 75 limit though? It's like, really? It's like on the East Coast Main Line south. Once you get north of Hitchin, on the slow lines, 75. I think most of the way up the slow lines it's just 75. Whilst the line next door is like 125. It's like, really? How slow do you want to go? I wonder for a 50, and maybe we're joining up with the fast line, maybe? We wouldn't be at Rugby already. It's quite a big gap to Rugby. But good you get a warning board though. That's always very handy. We're down to 50. Maybe we'll be swinging onto the fast. We're at 50. What exactly are we at? 54. Are we joining up with the fast? I mean, that would be nice. Or are we simply just dawdling along at 50? Because why not? High wind area. I doubt that's probably why. Yeah, there must be an issue with motor audio on the outside. You just can't hear it. No way it's because of that. Surely not. I mean, considering that the Pendos and all can go 125 there, and we had to come down to 50 because it's a high wind. That can't be why. Surely not. It's a high wind area. I don't know. Well, let's go back up. To our leisurely 75 miles an hour. There we go. Well, it's good that one had a warning board though. That always just helps out, makes it a lot easier. Cool. Get the DSD going off any second now. So we're going round the outside here. I wonder if we'll be on time into rugby. Hopefully. I mean, I suppose we've done really well so far. You know, we've been on time into every stop. It's been quite good. And we still haven't seen a Pendo well, an 807, 805. We haven't seen any yet. It's just like that time in the morning, maybe where most of them go via Birmingham or something. I don't know. It's like early. I haven't seen one yet. Like it's been over an hour, and I don't think we have seen any, fast trains. Which it is a bit like, where are they? Unless we have the layers off, but I'm quite certain we don't. So I ticked one of the settings, like enable all layers. I ticked that just before I started. So all of the layers should be on. But it is making me think now, maybe they're all cancelled or stuck somewhere. I hope not. But it is getting a bit suspicious now. Over an hour and we've not seen any fast train. That's a bit suspicious. But yeah, maybe just at this time in the morning they all go via Birmingham maybe. And then after sort of 7 AM or so they then start coming up the Trent Valley, because that would be sort of 6 AM services out of London. Just the way it is. And if we don't see a Pendo or an IET on this next bit, then there's something wrong. That's on rugby we should start seeing loads. As in that's the one that joins up the line from Birmingham. I'm going to slow down a bit here because we're coming into rugby and I don't really know the speeds on the slow line. So let's just come down to about 60. Just have a little bit of wiggle room. Well, we must have the layers on, because at Tamworth you saw the cross-country AI on the departure screens, which I assume if you had off you wouldn't see that because they wouldn't be active. A sense of relief when we see a 350. Look at that 60. Look at that, not bad at all. Then we come down a bit more, just again to get some sort of cushioning. Mad thing is, if you're in the Pendo, you can rocket at 125 all the way through rugby on the up line. I just want to see. There's another train there. There's another 350. But I really just want to see a Pendo. No, then we saw that crew. At crew, we saw them as well. We saw them in the depot. We saw an IET in the depot, so they are active. They are on here. There's a freight layer there, so they are here. Just there doesn't seem to be many at this time in the morning. It's not us going mad and we've turned them all off. They are about, just not many. We have the 8 coach stop marker here at Rugby. It's really quiet.
This is Rugby. Welcome aboard this London
Yeah, Rugby.
Railway service.
Another 350 there coming up.
The next stop will be Milton Keynes Central.
We're on time here as well. That's a Pendo. Yeah, they are about. There's one in a few minutes. Let's have a look on the map. It's like, where are they? Oh, there's one there. Okay, they do exist. It's just there generally isn't many at this time in the morning. Right, get the door shut. Milton Keynes next, and we can't go via Northampton because there is no Northampton on here. So we're fast all the way. Not sure you'd be dispatched. There's like an indicator there. Let's just put in the guards doing it. Right, let's go.
Welcome aboard this London North Western Railway service to London Euston. We'll be calling at Milton Keynes Central.
There's about 25 minutes over to Milton Keynes. Well, actually, that's in the Pendo, so there might be a bit more in this. It's a long gap.
Familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016 and we'll get it sorted. That's 61016. See it. Say it.
Sorted. Not leaving Rugby behind. So again, just 110 for us. So we could go to 115. That is the multiple unit speed, but we can't because our top operating speed's 110. We don't have that luxury. Neutral section coming up fairly soon. Should be. And yeah, we are going all the way to London on this as well. But from Milton Keynes, we'll have to pretend we're in the 350/4. As at the moment, I think, yeah, it's the 350/3 we have to use, which is weird. Maybe they haven't edited it yet to allow this one. Not the end of the world. There's a neutral section. Because every time I drive this through, it's almost like I have to, I'm gonna have to go all the way to London, just 'cause it's so easy to do so. And it sort of completes the journey then. I mean, there are some services early morning, late nights, which just do literally Rugby, Crew, and vice versa. And you can do like short ones as well, but it's just nice to sort of be able to go the whole way. But I'm really enjoying this route. I was sort of, to be honest, I wasn't like really hyped for it when I first found out about this route. Like I wasn't like, we didn't play it on Train Sim Classic or anything like that. I mean, Medway Valley, wow. I mean, I was really hyped for that. But this one, not so much. But now I'm actually on it, playing it. It's like, blimmin' it, this is great. So before the next tunnel, I think we might have to come down to 100. This is a bit of like a wordy bit. And you got like the little patches of light at the vents. Well, it is a Pendo, the first one we've seen in, over an hour. Like I said, at this time in the morning, maybe they generally just don't run up the Trent Valley. They must go via Birmingham. Oh, and I think we do have motion blur on. That's another thing which some people mentioned, motion blur on or off. I have it on. You can turn motion blur off. I don't really know what's more realistic, because I mean in real life when you're absolutely storming along at this sort of speed, it's a little bit of a blur. But what is the reason for having motion blur, like in the game? Is it just, I don't know. So that's a TSR coming out, hopefully not. What was that for? It was AWS magnet, but it doesn't appear to be anything it went off for. Not sure. Unless it is the slower area, which I think is coming up, but there was no warning board. Neutral section, let's take that off. Not entirely sure. I'll come down to 100, because I think we're not that far off that next section where it slows down a little bit. I might actually speed it back up. Cool. little bit of silence. Just like a long stretch, and doesn't really well. It's quite a simple stretch, this one. Yeah, somewhere along here I think it does drop to 100. So I'm also trying to sort of figure out, I'm trying to remember from the other run we've done on this where it could be here. Potentially, yeah, 100 and 120 if you're in the Pendo. So there's like the marker for that really, but there isn't really a marker. You had that sort of rogue AWS magnet go off, but I don't know. If you're driving at night time, I guess just bring it down to 100. Sort of not that long after that 110 board. It's gonna be a sort of a harder route to do at night time. I do need to do it. I'll probably wait until it comes out on console, then do it at night time. And 110 again. Which if you're going the other way, it's quite easy because you come out this tunnel and that can sort of be your marker to come down to 100 or 120 if you're in the Pendo. A bit easier on the downline. Now knowing when we're coming up to Milton Keynes or even Wolverton is quite easy because no, we're not stopping at Wolverton. No, we're not stopping at Wolverton. It's quite easy because for Wolverton you've got like an abandoned station a couple of miles north of Wolverton, and then Wolverton itself is only a few miles north of Milton Keynes. And we should get brought down by yellows anyway coming into Milton Keynes. But if you weren't, I suppose Wolverton would be a good marker. So no, you're not that far off. What was that for? What was the AWS for there? Oh, really? I thought I'd turn this off. That'll make us late as well, really. TSR 75. Which is really annoying when you're in the Pendo. I'm going at 125 to 75. Pretty cool. There's a 75. Then you got to wait for the termination board, which all the board have adjusted it actually, so it's not just 40 now. Which, I mean, that would be even worse if it was 40 in a 125 zone. There's the termination board. It's back up to 110. Shouldn't be that much further, and the line from Northampton, or the Northampton loop, should join back up with us. We're sort of going to the cutting for that. And we're getting the AWS going off again for the TSR, but going the other way. Should be coming up fairly soon, and also that. There it is. It's a long old stretch. Good thing about this route, if you would like to learn it HUDless, high wind zone here as well, is you can break it into different bits. There's a lot of services which just do Stafford to Crewe, but that bit, honestly, you only need to run it once and you'd be alright. It's like 110 the whole way. Apart from at Norton Bridge, we'll just slow it down for that quickly. And then there's a lot of services which just do Rugby to sort of Stafford. Or you could even just run it Rugby to Stafford, then quit and go back and do it again. And then there's a lot of services which come down from Birmingham which just do Rugby to Milton Keynes. So you can split it up into 3 bits for learning it. Although I think the best, well, from what I've seen so far, if you're driving the 805 or 807, I mean the 807 because that's the speed set, just stay at about a 110. Apart from where the tunnel was, where we came down to 100. I mean, there's a couple of bits where it goes up, but you might as well just stay at 110. And you'll still be on time. The same, most of the way up, just keep the 807 at 110. Apart from between Rugby and Nuneaton, where there is a 125 zone, try and chase that. And even there's a 120 here if you're in the 805 or 807, so maybe chase that as well. But for the most part, just 110. Just keep it at that. Don't bother going up to 115 for a short period of time. I've not yet seen an IET yet. I've not seen an 807 or an 805 yet. Apart from at the depot at Crewe. I'm quite certain following behind us is a Pendo service, which was what, the 6:33 out of Rugby. So I wonder if that will overtake us at Milton Keynes. I think that one then runs non-stop to London. Neutral section. Hopefully you are enjoying these extra long videos though. It just seems rude not to go the whole way. And even what the Trent Valley itself is a long route. And then south of Milton Keynes we should just stay on the fast lines as well. Which I did think south of Milton Keynes we might have a few stops, but no, we are fast our way, which is nice. Why are we not getting any speed? Unless we might be going uphill at the moment potentially. Oh, there you go. There's probably a service towards Northampton. Here's the abandoned station coming up. Another pendo, nice to see. Then you go through Wolverton, which is quite cool because it's quite a bit of a curve through there. It'll be quite a cool place to sort of watch trains in real life. And I think you can go through at 125 and at 110, which makes it even better, really. Bit of freight coming up, DRS. There's the big freight terminal near Rugby, I think, called Derved, something like that. Just like a DRS, big cargo freight area. Yeah, this is Wolverton, which you sort of come right the way around. Quite a sharp corner as well. Well, a bit of a corner to it. And it's only about 3 miles or so to Milton Keynes. So we should get yellows coming down for it. Because that's the end of the route. You've got the almost like connection there, which is cut off there. There's even a 125 section here for the 807 and 805. Not that you'd be able to get up to it, but cool. Coming up to MKC. And then from here it's 37 minutes non-stop down into Euston. And hopefully when we load into the next service we'll be on the same platform. Be a bit annoying if on the next one it's like, nope, different platform. But hopefully the transition will be fairly seamless
Milton Keynes Central. Please mind
and be at the same time.
the train and step onto the platform before removing heavy luggage and pushchairs.
It's really quiet. Let's get that open again. Some fresh air in. We've got the red signal, so we have got to be very careful.
For your safety and comfort, this station operates a no smoking policy.
Welcome to Milton Keynes, everyone. Cool, and then yeah, we'll nip over to the West Coast Main Line South. Right, it's almost ready to depart Milton Keynes now for our final stretch down to London Euston. We're almost there. Time, yeah, let's get the doors, well, get DRA off. Doors shut, and let's go non-stop all the way down. And you may notice a slight difference in the cab because this actually isn't the 350/4 now. On the Avero timetable for this route, it uses the 350/3. Not sure why. I guess maybe at some point they might be able to I mean, hopefully what all the board can do, hopefully they can sub in the 350/4 into this timetable, just so you get that continue. I can't remember to say it. You get continuity, continuous all the way through as a /4. Let's get that up now.
We'll be calling at London Euston only.
This was still an 8 coach though. Won't do a running brake test because we already did that on our previous service.
If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak to a member of staff or text us on 61016.
But still 1 uniform 00, same service. Which again, if you are thinking of getting the Trent Valley route, I highly recommend picking up the West Coast Main Line South and the Class 805. Now, I don't usually highly recommend DLCs, but I think they're almost must-have DLCs if you're thinking of getting Trent Valley. Because then, yeah, one, you can do a full run from London to Crewe. The 805 adds a heck of a lot to the Trent Valley route, and also to when you get the new timetable for the West Coast Main Line South, and also the 390. 390, 805, West Coast Main Line South. I said once you've got those, you're set to go on Trent Valley. I mean, you can get Trent Valley without them, but it will just be quite quiet. But it will still be fun. But if you can get the set, 390, 805, West Coast Main Line South with Trent Valley, perfect. And I would even say Birmingham to Crewe, because then it gives you the other subclasses of the 350, but that's not the end of the world if you don't get that. But yeah, ready, 390, 805, West Coast Main Line South. Let's get a flyby straight through Bletchley. And LNWR branding isn't officially in the game, it's a mod, I think, for the West Coast Main Line South, where you can see it. Pretty cool. I'll check the audio as well, just as this one might sound a bit different. Alright, seems alright. Good. It's been 1 hour 44 minutes so far. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. Like, generally it feels like it's been like an hour. But no, it's quite a long amount of time. It does not feel like it one bit. But this section, you rocket down here. This bit's fast and easy. But yeah, the should be going out on the Monday. So West Coast Main Line Trent Valley. I know we're not on the Trent Valley now. But yeah, it comes out tomorrow. £32.99. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, Steam and Epic Games. Should be the usual release times, about 10 AM on consoles. And then a bit later on PC. Usually about 4 PM Epic and 6 PM Steam. Just coming down to 90 in readiness for the tunnel just before Leighton Buzz. You've got quite a sharp curve there where it drops down. I'm still running at 60. But again, there's a little bit of micro lag, but then that's quite normal for TSW. If you really look hard enough, you'll see it. So a little bit early here. From a 90, begin. See where it goes back up on the other side. There you go, 90. And it goes back up to 110 after this and stays at 110 until Berkhamsted, where it comes down to 100. And then from there it's 110 all the way down to near Wembley. Surprisingly, this train doesn't have a speed set, the 350. It's like one of those trains where it's sort of it would be perfect to have a speed set, but it just doesn't have one. Like, realistically, doesn't have one. But then the Electro styles have it, but you shouldn't use it. And if you're in the West Coast Main Line Trent Valley, you also get to see the 807 on this route, West Coast Main Line South. It's like every 2 hours there's a 807 service. So there's not many of them, but you should see them. Yeah, there's not many of them though. Warning for a neutral section. Cool. I think we might have just about got that in time. We're gonna have the big straight now through Cheddington. Just counting down the miles now, and then all of a sudden my PC will die or something, and it'll be, oh great, we've got all that way and then dead. Or OBS will crash and it'll be like, that's 2 hours gone. Hopefully not. But this surely must be the longest, well, the longest UK services you can do. Although I know on East Coast Main Line South, on East Coast Main Line Peterborough to Doncaster, some of the freight services on there are like 2 hours. But then that's freight going slow, so it's going to take ages. But I'd imagine, yeah, these must be the longest UK runs you can do now, about 2 hours 15, and some are even a little bit longer. I think the longest one is like 1 hour 47 minutes on the Trent Valley, plus 37 on here or so. So some big runs you can do in the 350, and even just in the Pendo. Hopefully it was relatively seamless for you guys at Milton Keynes. You may have noticed we might have gone forward a little bit, as the train seems to be positioned a little bit more forward. But it's really, I mean, on PC, literally, it doesn't take long to load. 10 seconds to load out and then 10 seconds to load in. Doesn't take long. And on console will take a little bit longer, but should still relatively be a seamless transition. And the fact, yeah, it's the same head code, 1 uniform 00. So it's the same service. Well, there are some tiny differences between this timetable and the Trent Valley timetable. I think the 807 run we did from London up to Crewe. On that one, it was like a 4-minute difference, which was weird. So at Milton Keynes, it was like 2 minutes earlier or something like that, and then you left 2 minutes after. Yeah, there was a little bit of a difference. Even though I'm pretty certain they're meant to be 2025 timetables. Tring is the next stop coming up. And I'll probably do a stream on this route. Not sure when that will be. I doubt that will be today as of the videos going out. But yeah, we'll do a stream on this route at some point. Potentially on release day tomorrow on the console. Do a run up to, well, do a full run. I'll put that down as a maybe though. So I've got to sort of get a few videos ahead before I go back to work. This is Tring, what am I coming up to? And it will be Berkhamsted after, where it comes down to 100. Yeah, this is the longest gap between stations on the journey. 37 minutes non-stop. I didn't actually see in the end if we were on time into Milton Keynes down from Rugby. I sort of quickly just flicked it over to this one. I had to double check that, see if we were on time. Can't imagine we would have been late. That's that TSR by, well, between Rugby and Milton Keynes hindered us. I'll come down to 100, which will start at Berkhamsted, which is just a little bit of a distance past this tunnel. Down ready for that. See, now I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to feel it. It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, it still feels like it's been an hour, but obviously, of course, it has been 2 hours or so. But it's like, oh, starting to feel like, you know, we've gone quite far now. Well, really, that's probably just because you're looking at the screen for 2 hours straight or so without looking away, really, which isn't great. Back up to 110. And yeah, I'm recording this on Saturday night. I'm recording this for Monday. Not sure when this video will be going out on Monday. Probably in the evening. I'd imagine the first look will be out at, well, 10. Then I'll probably bring out the... Or maybe then I'll bring out this run after that. I'm not sure, but it will be, obviously you'll be seeing it when it goes out. Whatever time I set it to. But hopefully you have enjoyed the content today, because it's probably the longest videos we've done on the channel. I mean, this one I think will be the longest video we've done on the channel. I don't think I've ever done a plus 2 hour video. But it's just so easy to do on this route, and it doesn't feel like it's 2 hours. And it's just so fun, the fact you can do this on TSW. Like, I'm so happy the fact you can do this sort of long run now on TSW. Again, I know it's across, you have to switch over at Milton Keynes. But it doesn't take long just to quickly switch over. It's just so cool. So cool the way you can do it. And yeah, at some point you'll be able to go London up to Carlisle, but that won't be as cool because yeah, at Crewe you'd have to sort of switch over to the 1980s, so it won't look as continuous. But yeah, this part though, modern all the way up. I really hope JT do convert those 80s routes to modern day ones. I mean, especially the main line. Well, Crewe up to Carlisle. Hopefully we do get a modern day conversion of that in future. Just saying, you can do like a full Pendo run up to Carlisle from Euston. That would be pretty special. Maybe they could then convert these to 80s, or convert these ones to the 80s. I wonder what will All Aboard Studios do next? What will be their next project? I wonder if they'll do a smaller route, or will they just do another massive main line like Wcml South or something? Yeah, I wonder what they've got cooking. Now you've got Firefly simulations as well. I'm sure whatever they'll be doing will be exciting. And even ATS, I'm sure they're probably working on their next route. I'm sure sort of the 90 fixes as well, but I'm sure they've probably already got planned what they're doing next for routes. As we know, JT are doing, well, Crewe Preston and Carlisle to Whitehaven. This is Apsley. Or was it Kings Langley? I always get mixed up between the two. Kings Langley and Apsley was the next one up. And you may be thinking, how do you know all of the stations along here? I mean, south of Watford, well, south of Harrow and Wildstone, that's been on the Bakerloo line for 6 years. So that bit just, well, we've been doing it for 6 years. So after that amount of time, it does sort of sink in what the stations are. And then once you get north of Watford Junction, there ain't that many. So if you were stopping at Watford Junction, you would start slowing down now. Or you get to go straight the way through. So we've done about 140 miles now. Just from here to Euston, I think it's about 16 or so. And we've still got a little bit of way to go to Watford. From Watford Junction to Euston, it's 16 or so. So everybody, give yourself a pat on the back. Well done. You made it this far in the journey. Thanks all for watching. Blast of the horn through here. You do get trains stopping on the fast platform, so you probably would have people waiting on the fast platform. Round the corner, they got Bushy. Also, I wonder what Dovetail games are working on, because I don't think we know what the next Dovetail UK route will be. I don't think we know. Wonder what they're up to. Although to be honest, like this time of year, they're probably working on the next TSW, which I think we can all. I think we can guarantee there's going to be a TSW 7. Looking at their previous yearly release record. Carpenter's Park, Carpenter's Lane, this one. And then you got Hatch End next, Hatch End, Headstone Lane, Harrow and Waldstone, and then sort of all the stations are really close to one another there because you've got the Bakerloo line. And well, from Harrow and Waldstone it goes really quick. So then you're sort of within London, or very much within London. I mean, I'll say we're in London now, but from there you're getting there. There are some services on this route as well, late night ones, where you actually run on the slow lines up to Milton Keynes. So if you're doing like early morning services out of Euston, it will actually put really late night ones into Euston. You'll be on the slow lines. Because after, I think it's about 10 PM or 10, half 10, the fast line shuts. And then it's just slow lines. So all the traffic gets thrown onto the slow lines because there's a lot less trains at that time. And it allows for Network Rail to carry out maintenance and all that on the more important lines, the fast lines. Happens on quite a lot of main lines. Brighton main line, after about half 10, the slow line shuts. And on the Midland main line as well. In fact, that was an issue on the Midland main line. Or will be an issue. Because there's a new station in planning between Flitwick and Bedford. Wcml. And the platforms are going to be on the... Where are they going to be? I think they were thinking about having them on the fast lines. I think. Like there was only going to be platforms on the fast lines. But then that would be an issue because after 10 or so, the fast line shuts. I don't know, they might have sorted out that issue. But yeah, I think there was only going to be platforms on the fast line. Because it was only be a 2-platform station as a room, something like that. Got Kenton Station there. Money for a neutral section. South Kenton, you got a little tube train there. Again, quite cool. We've been up at Crewe, and now we're in London. Tube trains, really is brilliant. And probably won't apply any more power now. As we are coming up to Wembley Central, and not too soon after Wembley, I think it comes down to about 90, 95 or so. I just sort of let it come down now. I just really hope this is coming out smoothly. I mean, for me, this is smooth. I mean, there's a bit of micro lag every now and again, but that's TSW. Can't really help that. But yeah, for me, 60. Lovely. Hopefully also when the Class 90 gets its fixes, I really hope we can blimmin' see it on the Trent Valley route. But at the moment the 90's pretty crap because gameplay wise, you get hardly anything for it. On the West Coast Mainline South you get a whole separate timetable for the 90, which there's hardly any services. So I really hope that we get the 90 when the fixes come out for it, we get some services on the West Coast Mainline Trent Valley. Well, they're saying that Trent Valley is set in 2025. Do the 90s still run often? Must do, surely. But yeah, hopefully we can see some services on there, if it's realistic. On Wilston Junction. 90. I was down to 80 at the moment. I was a little bit under the limit. Gives us sort of a safe cushion if we forget something. Well, yeah, as we can sort of reflect on the journey as we approach journey's end. I mean, mental, isn't it? Mental. 158 miles in the 350, which makes it even crazier because it's such a long way, and this is a bit of a slightly slower train. Well, they're really not much more than the Avero, really, because I mean that only really goes up to 110 in most places. What a cool journey, and just brilliant that you're able to do this. So we left Crewe at, what was it, 5:08 or so, and it's probably about 7:15 now in the game. Tube train coming out the tunnel there, just about hear it coming out. Got Kilburn High Road and then South Hampstead. You've got a 55 limit. We still haven't seen an IET yet. We haven't seen an 805 and 807. Well, the only we did see one at Crewe. And that wasn't moving, that was in the depot. Where are they? You don't see many of them. Evidently. See, this feels incredibly slow now going at this speed. Considering we've been like 110 for the majority of the last 45 minutes to now going at 55, it feels super slow. Hopefully the webcam's not getting too dark as well. Well, I mean, well here, but as the light is fading outside as I'm recording this as well. Oh, we're about 2 miles from Euston now, I'd say. Maybe less than that, actually. So it's like a yellow coming up. You don't get a magnet for that. That's interesting. There's no AWS magnet for that signal. That's weird. Signal blocks are quite close to one another here, so we'll slow it right the way down. There's not even an AWS magnet for that one either. Huh. Past Camden Road carriage sidings, or Camden carriage sidings. Another Pendo. They're all coming out now to play, aren't they? You can actually see what we're following. Is that the train we're following there, just ahead of us? Well, let's try not to come to a stop. Let's just try and roll it. Very good. I think the next signal then clears us into the platform. You've got the 40 mile an hour limit, which starts just after this little overbridge here. And then down to 25 coming into the platform. Looks like we have got the road as well. Well, we are, yeah. It feels so weird that this is the end. We've done it. It's like, oh, we're here. What? That is, well, a long old journey. Very long journey. Platform 5.
We are now approaching London Euston, our final station. Thank you for travelling with London North Western Railway. Please take all your belongings with you. Please mind the gap when leaving the train and step onto the platform before
Moving heavy luggage and pushchairs. And entering the platform, you want to be going about 15 miles an hour. The speed limit's 25, but you've got TPWS, so I wouldn't really want to be going 25, because otherwise you might get caught by TPWS, which would be a sour end to the run. You clipped that? Like, so close. You must clip that. See the TPWS grids coming up, which will sense if you're going too fast. But I'm always really careful into Euston, because I've been caught out a couple of times in the 805, which seems to be very sensitive to it. There's no more grids now, so we can sort of just go speed. Well, we can go below the speed it wants us to go, which is probably about 8.5, 10 miles an hour. Here we are. Welcome to London, everyone.
Our final station. Thank you for travelling with London North Western Railway. Please take all your belongings with you. Please mind the gap when leaving the train.
There we go. Welcome to Euston. Well, that is going to be everyone for this rather long video. Hopefully everyone has enjoyed it. Links, usual places. Discord, PayPal, merch store, as well as our affiliate link. This goes back in 20 minutes to Crew. But that will be it from me. Yeah, this comes out tomorrow. see you all and take care. Bye guys.